often do you stream?
Oh, it's been going up more. So I think maybe I could say that I am
You can lie a
at...
little bit. It's fine. No one will know.
Okay. Yeah, no, I would say that I do it about 4 or 5 times now a week. And it's not at any given hour. I have no schedule.
So no schedule. Best way to know when she's streaming is follow button. And guess what? Both Red and Skylias, I've been to their streams. Red has graced me with a green sword on his stream in which I ward off evil and unwantedness. And I'll also say, contrary to what they may lead you to believe, it seems to me as though they stream every day. They both have webcams. They both play good music. It's a good place to be if you want to watch a stream or if you just need background noise. So you should follow those people. We also have Cucumbers. He's been here a few times, but it's been a while. Who are you?
Hi.
I'm
Hi.
Cucumbers.
Yes, you are.
I'm a warrior.
You're not doing very well, buddy. So,
I'm
what
an
guild?
officer of Rampage,
There
I
you
think.
go. You're an officer of Rampage.
Last I checked, that was still an officer. They haven't
Well,
demoted me or anything yet.
that could change.
It could. It could.
But, guild recruitment things. Do you have a website? Do you have a guild recruitment thread? If they have any interest in joining your guild, how?
Yeah, we
where?
have both of those things. I think it's like rampageguild.com, I think.
So basically, just go to Google, put in Rampage Guild, and hope. Maybe P99, put that in
come
there.
up. You'll see it.
They might have a thread in the guild recruitment section on the forums. You can go there. That might exist.
Yeah, you'll find that too.
That's good. I don't think you stream, right?
No. No.
Twitch is doing dumb things, and it's setting off electrical things in my brain that are making me angry. So that's good. And then I'm sorry if you had more to say. Do you have anything more to say for your introduction, or can I just move on to Leontius?
No, you can move on to Leontius.
Okay, I'm sorry, buddy. I just got my brain hurt by Twitch. Leontius.
Yes, sir.
Firstly, welcome to the P99 staff. We are glad to have you as one of our 3 newest guides. I don't know which actually popped out of the womb first, but I just know you all came on the same night. So, or at least it felt that way. It felt that way for me.
Phrasing. Hello.
Whatever. I said everything perfectly fine. You keep your head out of the gutter. This is a family appropriate stream. So hello, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you joined the staff. As you can see when you log in every day, we definitely needed the help. Who are you? Why are you on staff? Give us some background on you.
Long time P99 player. I started playing at the beginning of 2010. So I don't know. That makes me pretty old for around here, I guess. And I kind of lost interest in playing. So I figured I still enjoyed being around the server and all that stuff, so I would help out rather than get more pixels for myself.
That is very I don't even know, but I'm glad you made that decision because holy shit. Between the in-game queue and the backup in the petition forum and the IP exemptions just as their own entity of problem, I'm very, very super glad that you and the other 2 nerds have joined staff. And to address Olaris, I did not say his name. Well, I kind of did. But I knew his name, I just said it wrong. The one you're thinking of is Landris, whose name I'm still not sure if that's 100% right. But, 2 out of 3 is not the worst of things. So, now that everybody knows everybody and we're all friends, I feel like we should just jump into probably the most important issue of the evening, which is the fact that both Twitch and Comcast are working together in absolutely confirmed cahoots to sabotage this stream by targeting my stream, by targeting Red's internet. They tried to assassinate my internet a couple nights ago. But luckily, my internet also has bodyguards to protect itself from Comcast, because this isn't the first time. And we thwarted off evil. Is that a word? Thwarted? I think it is.
Yes, totally.
Yeah,
Totally
yeah, we thwarted off evil. It sounds really fucked up when I say it, though. I don't know if I'm saying it right. But listen, evil did not win, and so I'm here. But now they called on Twitch, and we're like, hey, this nerd gave us the slip. We need you to get him. And they're like, cool, we got that information you need on Redwjamz. Here you go. And so they made a trade, and now they're trying to assassinate him. I don't know what kind of bodyguards his internet has, but we're going to do the best we can. And if it all goes to shit, I do wholeheartedly apologize in advance. I feel like I covered the Comcast thing. I don't know if anyone else... We can get back to Comcast. Other super important news. Yesterday was Sirken's birthday. I've been on your staff for 4 years, officially. And, I actually don't hate myself as much as I thought I would hate myself a year ago. So that's good. I feel like that's a sign of improvement.
Did you get any presents?
I didn't get any presents, actually.
Movie tickets?
Nothing.
From Rogan or anything like that?
Nothing. I didn't get anything. Everybody's busy as shit. They probably don't even know it's my P99 staff birthday.
I got you 10 more petitions to look at in the item reimbursement queue. So
You're the
there you go, buddy.
fucking best. Oh, and since we're speaking of things I got on my birthday, we're going to jump into sports real quick and get that out of the way. Arian Foster's Achilles tore just like my heart was torn out of my chest when he was carted off the field, because I'm pretty sure my hopes and dreams of winning back-to-back titles rested solely on his shoulders. And now that is absolutely not going to be a thing. I don't think that will ever be a thing again now that he's going to be 30 before this season ends. He's coming off a torn Achilles. That's fucked.
It's a bad thing to tear.
And I got Alfred Blue on the team, but this is the most competitive fucking league you've ever heard of in your life. And let me tell you something. I don't even know if Alfred Blue can keep the job. He's probably going to lose it to Grimes or Polk. And guys, I'm looking good. I'm 5-2, but it doesn't matter. It only matters what's ahead of me. And I think there's going to be a lot of tears and crying to myself in the shower and probably cutting myself in dark corners. It's going to be a real dark 7 weeks. And 6 weeks? Probably 6 weeks, because I probably won't make the playoffs. So 6 weeks. And, if you have any friends who have Arian Foster on their football team, you should probably hug them or just call them and make sure they're okay. Oh, all right. I feel we've addressed all the super important things, guys. So, Cucumbers.
Hello.
Hi, buddy. How's things?
Things are good.
You see,
What were you guys just talking about? You were saying a bunch of names. What the fuck was that?
It doesn't matter. It comes in. It's like I was possessed for a moment, but now the spirits have left me, and that's gone.
Ah, hard.
But
yeah, things are good.
You say that, but I have this thing on my Skype box that just was blowing up all night, and it leads me to believe that maybe things aren't so good.
I mean, they're good. They're just complicated.
Is other than tonight, how are things? Because VP was only 2 guilds. You only had 2 guilds in VP. So when problems arise, you're working with the same person you had to work with last time, and the same person you know you're going to have to work it out with next time. You only have to worry about one person and one guild and one guild's set of raid tactics. What do you do when you have 5 fucking guilds running around Temple of Ishan?
I mean, I have pretty decent contacts in every guild, so finding somebody to talk to hasn't really been an issue.
Does it always come down to that? Like, has there ever been a TOV experience with, say, 3 or more guilds that didn't end up in, well, we're going to have to talk about what happened there, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I think there's been quite a few, honestly. I don't think the majority of them end in pissing and screaming. At least not that I've seen. I mean, it might seem that way just because of what people complain about in RNF, but usually they'll take one instance and they'll complain about it for like 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And so it seems like it's much worse than it really is.
See, Redwjamz doesn't have any of those problems, because when he raids, he solos the plane of hate. And he doesn't have to deal with anyone else's shit. And he can take all the loots he wants, and he can despawn other loots and laugh in people's faces.
But now that I can't, because if Draco pops, and I'm the only one in the zone, I can't touch him.
In fear, you're fucked, if that's a thing. But in hate, I think you'd be good no matter what, no?
Yeah, I guess, unless Maestro is a boss.
Have you ever
I'm
been...
done with hate, though. I was only in hate to get the Enchanter Epic piece.
Wow.
Yeah, and you got that right.
Hate makes fear look like Bahamas on vacation.
I seen you with your Enchanter Epic the other day, sir. Congratulations on that.
Thanks.
How long did it take?
Like a year.
Was it worth it? Was it worth it? Do you feel like you did it?
Does it feel epic?
Yeah.
I was like more relieved than like happy.
Like it's finally over. I don't ever have to do this quest again.
Yeah. But it's nice. I mean, the quickie haste is pretty sweet.
It is sweet, but Skylias said it like it should feel epic when you do an
After
epic
a fucking
quest.
year.
It does. I mean, yeah. I guess it feels a little epic.
Oh,
I stared at it for a while.
there should be time locks. Like you can only do a turn in once a week or some shit. Oh, that would piss off so many people.
Oh yeah.
So many people. I wouldn't play on that server, but holy shit would I GM on it. I don't want to say I like causing like grief to players, but sometimes I really do enjoy watching players jump through like flaming hoops of
Or yeah,
death
enjoy
fire.
watching your friends get trained. I mean, that I laughed the hardest yesterday when my friend Chip got trained in Cal. Like I heard him like slamming feign death, and he just got obliterated. That was the funniest part of my day.
Did he actually get trained, or did he just pull bad?
He
Like,
wasn't paying attention, and there was a train of giants behind him.
Oh.
And I just heard him hitting his mechanical keyboard. I heard him hitting the feign death key, and just watched his life go just down to nothing. And it was like he got killed so hard his bar was purple. His bar just stayed purple.
That's fucked. Do you have how's Velius been, Red?
Well, I didn't get into it at first, but I've been getting into it lately, just doing a lot of cow, like grinding and stuff like that. It's pretty fun.
But you have a unique perspective because you're not in one of the big two raiding guilds that just go through and conquer the content in 5 minutes and they're like, all right, what's next? And so
cool. Yeah,
you're actually in it and experiencing it and moving through it. I guess like how have you like bug wise have you run into lots of problems? Like how's it been in that regard for you and Velius? Because it did just come out and Lord knows I don't care how long you beta test something, players will always find shit that the staff missed.
It's just some line of sight stuff sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like you try to cast and it says, target not in line of sight, even though it's like right there. So like Z-axis stuff.
Would you
And,
say
like,
that's the
giants.
biggest? Like
Yeah.
any problems bigger than that, or
I haven't really.
have you been to? Have any of you guys been to Dragon Necropolis?
Mm-mm.
I haven't had to move them out lately, so I'm sure they haven't been in there.
Cucumbers. What about you?
That zone is awful. And I'm pretty sure any European player hates it because they can never get out of it.
I have heard complaints from Euros about DN. What's going on? I have only been in that zone a couple times and right by the entrance, and I do what I have to do and I leave.
I don't know what's wrong with it. I just know when I zone in, my game just like locks up for a solid 10 seconds before I can do anything.
Just lags up real bad.
It's not even lag. It's like my frame rate goes to like 2 for like 10 seconds, and then it's super choppy and shitty. Yeah, I don't know.
Are there other zones where the same thing happens?
No, this is definitely the only zone, and I think there was some talk of people suspecting that it's the trapped beetles, that they just keep spawning, and there's like 1,000 of them in the zone. The zone can't like handle all this shit.
Like when there's like a bunch of corpses on the ground and you lag out.
Yeah, in a sense.
Corpses shouldn't... Well, I guess if there was a shit ton, maybe. Alright, whatever. I'll give you the corpses thing. Well, I know the devs have been... I know bug reports have been made, I should say, more specifically, because I'm not allowed to speak for devs, because I get in trouble when I do. So, bug reports have been made, and I hope that gets fixed. As far as, like, motherfucking Euro players, unless it's just the same thing but worse, it's just because they're far, far away, I imagine. I got nothing. I got nothing for Dragon Necropolis. I'm not dev, and I hope it gets better, but I will never go to that zone. Blame Haynar is probably the best answer, Cutco.
Wasn't there an issue similar to this with Draconon's Teeth a few years ago?
As far as I can tell, this is a different issue, but yeah,
but that was
kind
the
of
thing.
the same result.
But that crashed people. Like
it seems that that's what's happening with this too. It's crashing people. Like our Euro players, when they try to come in, they'll get through to character select, and then it seems like they'll just crash out when trying to enter.
God.
Sorry, Euros, you just get the short end of the P99 stick all day. Oh, I feel bad for Euros. Somebody bitched because there was the server went down during Euro time, and like, this shit on Euro hours sucks. And I'm sitting there like, that is shitty as hell. Everything's on non-Euro hours. Give them this. Fuck. But people want all of the pie. Cucumbers, have you been corrupted by the pixel pie yet? Do you still have a heart, or are you just like, give me all the pixels?
I got a little bit of a heart left.
They haven't completely ruined you? That's good.
Nah, not yet.
Because I know you used to be a sweet, wonderful person, and I worry every day with the crowd about the crowd you're running with.
I'm just a wonderful person now. The sweetness is gone.
My mother warned me about those kind of people. Cucumbers. I wasn't allowed to go to any of their parties or sleepovers. I have to wonder about the decisions you're making. They have you dealing with like raid drama negotiation stuffs.
Yeah, but it's really not that bad. I mean, from what I've done so far, I mean, everybody has been kind of cool. Nobody's like gone off the handlebars and just started freaking out yet.
Have you mean like since you kind of taken the lead on that, or just ever?
Just in general. I don't think I've ever had anyone like totally lose their shit and just not want to talk or anything.
I mean, I would disagree. One person rage quit recently. Another person throws insults pretty quickly. I don't think it's the most pleasant of places. It's definitely not family appropriate. I couldn't show my mom that conversation in that Skype group.
Which conversation?
The Class C dramas.
Right, but like what specific conversation? I mean, to me, Class
when
C dramas
people are
is just
insulting each other with big capital letters and colorful phrases.
Oh yeah, but I mean that's just how they talk to each other.
That's not good social skills. That's not good diplomacy.
Yeah, I guess not.
It doesn't
look
build.
at that chat. Like, look at what goes on in it. It's 90% of the time nothing's going on, and it's just Umbrella posting pictures of himself pooping, and that's it.
I don't know if people believe that actually happens when I say it happens.
Oh, it 100% happens.
It really does happen. Like, I've told people, but they're like, "Oh, that's just Sirken making jokes again," because he's a guy that does that.
I mean, it's so common. We could probably predict Umbrella's bowel movements just by
I get
going
worried.
through the history and looking at the pictures of when it occurred.
If I don't see one for a while, I start to worry about him.
Yeah, yeah.
He posted like a what's the word?
Compilation.
Thank you. He posted one of those of all of his pictures that he sent us and posted that in the Skype group. And it was just like, well, that's my life.
I feel like I'm missing out.
Olaris, you're wrong. Umbrella's not here. We have Redwjamz, we have Skylias, we have new guide Leontius, not Leonidas because he's fancy. And we have Cucumbers. But we're just talking about Umbrella and his bowel movements because that's where we ended up.
It came after football.
I mean, when you say it like that, it sounds more appropriate, actually, I think.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about football. I don't want to talk about football till, like, April. We'll just start over. I'm so sad. You don't know how bad I wanted to win back-to-back. It's $1,000 and then other things, but it's $1,000 if you win the Super Bowl. And I like that. I want to win that. You know how many bloomin' onions I could buy with $1,000? Do you have any idea?
1 or 2.
Shit, I wouldn't even need to be on staff anymore. I'd just be like, well, I'm done. I just hit the bloomin' onion lottery. I'm out. And I drop the mic and post some dumb shit on the forums and then run to Reddit and post more dumb shit and call it a day. Oh, Leontius, that's an example of what not to do when you quit staff, by the way.
What, get a bloomin' onion?
No, you can get all the bloomin' onions. I was referring to raging out on the forums and the Reddit.
Yeah, I was going to try and do something new and different for when I flame out and quit staff. I still haven't figured it out yet.
Are you still, like, happy and helpful and feel like you can make a difference?
Yeah, man, I'm like summoning corpses out of all kinds of places and kicking people's asses out of Dragon Acropolis. That's topical, right? And let's see, what else have I done since the stream started?
That was topical. Good job.
And just summoned some bard who was stuck under the world. So yeah,
you
man.
shouldn't help bards. You don't have to help bards. I'm gonna make that a rule.
He was in a zone where he can't even swarm kite though, so I'm gonna try and encourage that by getting
But
him
you
out
know
from under
what?
the floor.
He's gonna grow up and swarm kite.
Son of a bitch.
It'll happen.
It will happen. I've seen it happen. Little classic bards, they grow up and they swarm kite in Kunark, and then little Kunark bards grow up and swarm kite in Velius.
Where do they swarm in Velius? I don't think I've seen it.
Look, I'm just making words. Don't.
Velks.
Yeah. What?
Really?
What?
Yeah, they do it
What?
in Velks.
How? How is that even a thing?
You just run up the ramps and get all the spiders, and you just use the AE snare and just kite them in a circle.
But where do you run in a circle?
Everyone else in the zone petitions about zone disruption, and yeah, it's so much fun.
They should. Velks used to have so many groups on live. So many groups. And now I see like one person like, I'm claiming the bottom, the whole thing. It's all mine. I remember like 3 different groups would be down there on fucking live. One on each side, one by the hallway to the zone there. And that's it. You people scattered all over that zone. Now you're like, oh, I got one group down here doing all of this, and I got one group up top. These are all of our mobs. Thank you. Goodbye. Nerds. Velks is not nearly as popular as it was on live here on P99. And that bothers me, because I spent a lot of time in that zone.
Yeah, I did too, especially on live.
You know, if we could just rewind the last 3 years of Kunark, I bet it would be pretty popular.
Listen.
Just saying.
Not everybody is level 60 and in your guild, Cucumbers.
That's not me.
There's a lot of people who would like to level still, who aren't 60. And Velks is a perfectly good place for that, especially since you just spent 4 years looking at Sebelis.
Whoa. I made no comment about Kunark. It was King Leonidas over here.
Listen.
You're yelling at the wrong guy.
No, You're in Rampage, so it's automatically your fault and your guild's fault. I will yell at you probably for everything.
He got you there. He got you
this
there.
evening.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Well, shit. I might have fucked up a little bit there. Oh man.
So where is like the big popular Vilius spot to get XP at the higher levels?
I have no idea because I thought it was Velks, and I don't know if it
that's
is.
what I would have figured.
Well, just like going around, I see more people in Kale doing armor camps consistently more than anything. I don't think the XP is that great, but people want the pixels too.
I mean, there's some pixels in Velks.
Yeah, there's some good shit in there.
I mean, there's some shit in there for sure.
Isn't that where that Bard toy comes and makes them into the stupid werewolf things?
Maybe? I don't know what all the kobolds drop anymore.
Yes. Art illusion.
But I don't know. I just feel like there's other loot to get. I think the gems are probably the best reason to go to Velks. Because you need those gems for everything. Grotto. You did what in Grotto?
I said it's certainly Siren's Grotto is in the popular zone. Because everything is like jacked up magic resist.
And I think because isn't most of it underwater and just a giant pain in the ass?
Yeah.
Everything summons.
Nobody wants to ruin their faction in that zone.
What faction is that zone?
I don't know. It's pretty much
it's
faction though.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were saying it affected other things outside of that zone.
No, but Siren's Grotto, if you have that faction necklace, you can click it on there and you can run through there and be not KOS.
If
so
we were
people
truly
really want to tank that.
If we were truly classic, you'd be able to camp out at the one side and log back in on the other side. That's how we did that shit on live server.
It's also impossible to kill shit in there.
I've never...
Yeah, shit is hard in there.
I've never walked through that zone or looked through... I've never done anything in that zone but zone in, camp out, and camp in on the other side. Like, that is legit my 100% experience of Siren's Grotto.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I remember it.
So it's kind of shitty now because people are like, oh, I think things are wrong. And I legit have no idea because I have no idea how that zone functions.
I don't know, man. We did a bunch of stuff in there on beta, and I don't know. I got a wave crasher on beta. It was not that god-awful.
Do you guys know your way through Lower Guck?
Hell yeah.
I never learned Guck. Like, to this day, I still do not know my way through Guck. I can get to Lower Guck, but...
Now I know what I'm getting you for your guide birthday.
What's that?
Lower Guck lessons.
Oh, that won't work. Trust me, I just burped, sorry. But, it won't work. I've tried. I really have tried. And it's because when I was a young little EQ lad, Guck was run by darkies. And as a lighty, I wasn't allowed to be in the Guck zones, and because I'd get murdered, and so I never learned it. And now I'm sad because people are like, I'm at this spot, or I died at this spot, and if I can't actually go to something that's there, I don't know how to run there, and it's horribly embarrassing the few times that situation has run up.
You don't have a command that says, like, go to this player?
If they're at that spot, sure, that's no problem. But say they got trained by mobs and they ran off a little bit so their corpse isn't at the camp. I gotta actually find that shit. Oh. And so, sometimes I look like an asshole because I don't know how to get anywhere at all. I know once things start looking the same in that weird square thing with the pillar shit in the middle, you're getting close to something, and you just keep going straight. That's a thing. But I'm not sure where exactly that goes or how to get to that spot. And so these are all problems I have. I don't know about you guys if you have Guck adventures or not, but
I hate Guck.
Oh, thank God, because it's one of everybody's favoriteest places in the world.
Oh, I fucking hate that place.
Why?
I hate it. It's just ugly and terrible, and I can't stare at a wall that looks the same like that for that long.
How do you feel about frog locks? How do you feel about classic frog locks? Because I don't like them.
I just don't like the walls in that zone. I just don't feel right in that zone at all. Upper or lower. I don't give a fuck. I want to see the hell out of Guck. And that rhymed.
Oh, yeah. I'd be okay if we just, like, closed off Guck forever. Like, it would not affect me. I wouldn't miss it. I wouldn't be sad about it. There'd be none of those things. Oh, people in chat, I'm sorry. I've absolutely been ignoring you, but I see Nix is here. Hi, Nix. So, hopefully there's been some sort of moderation for people that need to be moderated. Oh, I was going to tell a story about what happened last week right before stream, but now I'm feeling as I get ready to tell it that I probably shouldn't. And I'm wrestling with that idea. But I will give you the... No, I'm just not going to say anything. Because I feel like I gave a short version last week, and I don't want to just do that again. We have a... Oh, man, I don't even know where to go. I'm just going to go right to it. We have a Halloween event. It's Saturday. I'm not sure what time it is, and I can't spoil anything by giving you information, but I can say it's going to be the first, like, pre-scripted P99 event in many years. Probably at least 4. I don't think we've had any, like, legit scripted events since I've been on staff. And so Rogan and Nilbog are doing some Cody things. Bracknar has written up a shit ton of shit. And it should all go live Saturday at some point. I really don't have a time. I imagine it's going to be whenever Rogan has some free time to flip a switch or some such. But you should definitely look forward to that. There's going to be prizes, and there's going to be little rewards, and there's going to be things. I wish I could tell you more, but I can't, because I don't want to spoil anything, and Bracknar's not actually here, and I don't know what he considers to be secrets and what can be said to the public.
It's all secret.
It's all a secret. You know what we should do is actually make him make a post or a thread, and then he could just put all his infos in there. I still have a tab open for Keebler Fudge Stripe cookies, because I was Googling pictures of cookies earlier. So, I Google important things, is really the message there. Words. I've got literally nothing else to say. So, you guys can words, but here in chat, if you have words, put at Sirken P99 in the question, because otherwise I really don't see it. It doesn't get my attention, and I need black highlighted boxes for me to look to my right, like 3.5 inches. I've got nothing else. So unless any of you have a story, I'm going to probably, I don't know what that was, but I'm going to wait for questions to come in. And that's...
I got a question for you, sir.
What's your question, Redwjamz?
Another GM question.
What's that?
Let's say you do like a multi-quest. Do the GMs cover that? Like, do they cover you if you pay somebody?
Like if
40K?
somebody scams you?
Yeah.
Yeah, if somebody scams you, we'll absolutely get on there. We'll probably just straight up ban them. I don't know if you'll get the money back, because we generally don't reimburse Platinum for any reason. If you do the multi-quest and it fails, you're shit out of luck, because as a staff we don't support multi-questing. And so when they go wrong, we don't reimburse for them. It's kind of like swim at your own risk. But if someone scams you, that's a completely different story.
Will you get your Platinum back?
There's a good chance you won't get your Platinum back.
Because like some of the epics, like I know I can't do like without a big guild, so I was thinking of like saving up for them, but I wouldn't want to like save up 100K and then fucking somebody.
Get it from somebody that you can check out. I mean, if it's a player in a big guild, like if it's Cucumbers, you know he's not gonna fucking throw away his account to scam you out of a fucking epic MQ.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, find someone from one of the top guilds. Don't go through some fucking no-name scrub on a level 1 who's like, yeah, just give me 40k and then run your guy over here. I'll log my main in and we'll do it. Like, don't do that.
I got another one. This one is kind of silly, but let's say I'm a streamer.
Let's pretend that's a thing, okay?
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard, but
Totally
I'll try.
hypothetical.
Somebody donates like $100 to my stream.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you know, gee, thanks, you know, and he's like, oh, I love you, love the stream, keep entertaining me, all this stuff, yada yada. And then, like, I don't know, a week later, I see him in the game, and I'm like, hey, it's such and such. You know, he's a good guy. He donated to my stream, and I throw him a few buffs. And then I'm like, hey, you know, I'll pull a few mobs for you. And I damage shield myself and pull a few mobs, and then end up power leveling them to like 10 levels. Is that RMT?
I mean, it's a super gray area. It's a super, super gray area because... Oh, alright, let's get into lawyer quest. Because if he's donating for that purpose, then yes. If he's donating with no expectation of anything and you're doing it just because he's your buddy and you're helping your buddy by power leveling him, then technically you're not RMT and you're power leveling a friend who happened to donate to your stream. If you did that for everyone who donated $100 to your stream, then yes, that would absolutely be considered RMT regardless of anything else you tried to rule lawyer. And at the end of the day, the P99 staff reserves the right to, and has the final say on all bans regarding RMT. So it's a real slippery slope. But I guess the big thing would be don't do it. Like if you did it for everyone who was donating.
I was just wondering because like
then
there are
we would
people
see.
that donate to my stream and I see them in game and I'm like, you know, I'll throw them a buff and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't
well,
really power level people.
buffs aren't shit. But oh man, fuck. There's things I don't even know if I can talk about. We had a charity, right? We helped a charity. What's the thing? There was a charity for sick kids, and there was a player named Narova who was raising money for that charity. And he wanted to do like a raffle or something with if people raised so much money. And he asked if we would support it and if we'd maybe throw in a guise if they hit like $7,000 or whatever it was. And we did all that. Technically, that could be, like in the eyes of, say, Sony, that could have been considered staff RMT, or at a bare minimum allowing that player to RMT. Because even though the money didn't go to him, it went to that life something charity. Players gave him money, and he had a raffle. He gave them raffle tickets, and some of them won items for the money that they donated to the fundraiser. And so, like, some things can be considered RMT, and some things we just know aren't. Like, we made him provide us with proof that the money was in fact donated after the fact. Like, that it was that it was a legit fundraiser. And so that was okay. And then we also know some players came to us and asked if it would be okay for them to do a fantasy football thing where they all paid however many thousand platinum pieces as a buy-in, and then the winner gets the platinum, or however they're splitting them platinum for the different finishes. I don't know. But technically, I mean, that could be considered RMT. Because you're giving money based on something outside of P99. And you're getting things in P99 for that. It's a real slippery slope. A lot of things we have to look at on a case-by-case basis. And it's a big pain in the ass. And we throw giant nets around everybody. And...
So what if you were in a group, everybody had 1,000 plat, and you're like, hey, let's just roll 100, and whoever gets the highest roll gets all the plat. Is that not allowed?
No, I don't give a shit about that.
Okay. So private gambling is allowed?
Well, I mean, if it's private, we're not going to know about it. And as long as you're not gambling with RMTers, like, contrary to popular belief, we're not just combing the database looking for one-sided trades. Like, we are targeting and looking for RMT sellers. And then when we find those RMT sellers, we hit absolutely everybody associated with that person in anything sketchy. And we have lots of tools at our disposal, and we have lots of resources at our disposal, and we are getting real good at it. Some of you nerds know exactly where to look for your RMT wares, and if you have been looking, they're making all kinds of threads over there that just make me want to bust out popcorn and sit down and giggle under a blanket all night, because it's downright amazing. And so I hope I answered your question with all of those words.
Yeah. It's more like a valuation thing.
I suppose. I mean, yeah, I feel good. I feel good about that answer. I feel I covered all my bases. Nix, for the Halloween event, I don't know if it's all day, all evening. I don't know if it goes into like late hours or into Sunday morning. I have no idea. I'm hoping it will be at a time that I'm here, and I'm hoping I'm here. Because I'd like to see the first scripted event in like 4 years. I'm kind of excited about that myself. Any news on a new...
I got a question about this.
Go ahead.
This Halloween event, is this the start of something that's going to be happening regularly, or just like a one-off?
We very much hope it's the start of something that will be happening regularly. We're testing it with Halloween because a lot of people look for a Halloween event, a lot of people expect a Halloween event, a lot of people log in for a Halloween event, and they are going to be our beta testers for future events.
I will say this, Bracknar is definitely talking like he's going to do more of these, so hopefully it goes well and that doesn't change.
Well, that's the plan. I mean, that is absolutely the plan. But depends how it goes. I mean, if it's an absolute shit show, we're probably not gonna do it again. But I have a feeling it won't be an absolute shit show. No news on Discord server. When we have news, we will post news. Red or Sky or Leontius, whatever. Other guy and Cucumbers, do you have anything else you'd like to add to the Comcast discussion?
Fuck Comcast.
Yeah, I second that.
Those are good contributions. So that's your stuff, Sonic. Blah, blah, blah. Any news on a new progression server? No, we have absolutely no news on a progression. I can tell you this news. There's not going to be any, like, blue server or whatever until at least Velius has been played out for a while. And Velius works, 100% works the way it should. We're not going to release another blue server, if we're still working on and fixing up the one we have. That's stupid. So that's a long time off. I wouldn't hold my breath for that. Red, I got a question for you from Manchester New. He wants to know why you don't live in Kedge anymore.
I don't know. Because they wouldn't give me the Kedgen title, so I had to leave.
He's striking? I don't know if striking is the right word. Is Plane of Hate 2.0 Fair 2.0 part of the Halloween event? I need to know if I need to cancel my plans. Here's the thing, Alaris. If it was part of the Halloween plans, I wouldn't be able to tell you. And so if I said no, it's not, you'd have no way of knowing I was telling the truth or not. But thank you for your super swell question. If you hear things crunching, I'm sorry. I'm eating trail mix. I saw it and I got hungry. Who is going to be the Department of Funds' new leader? Any of you swell players are free to take up that mantle and do good, wonderful, big things with it. I think anything that brings players together and they have a good time is a good idea. But I think sometimes players forget You don't need a staff member to do that. Players can do that shit all on their own. And I wholeheartedly encourage players to do it. Skylias, you were part of that.
The Department of Fun.
Skylias, why don't you
Yeah.
tell them all about what the Department of Fun was? How much choked to death on a raisin?
It was a group of players and former staff working to do some kind of random events here and there, and they were actually pretty interesting. I mean, I got to participate in one of the testings of it. And it was actually quite fun. But yeah, I don't really know.
What was the thing at the arena I saw? It looked almost like a chess game.
It was a lot of fun. It
What
was a
were
lot
you
of fun.
guys doing?
So you would roll. You'd have two people that were kind of the team leaders for each set of 4 players on each side, and the I guess you would call him like the coach. And so the coach would roll dice, and whatever came up, whoever was higher or whoever had, I think it was like 1 to 4 if I'm remembering correctly. But that meant how many turns you could take. So if you had someone, you could have move them up a square, or you could have them cast a spell. And there was a few things that definitely needed some polishing, but it was interesting, the ideas that came from it. But yeah, you could, whether you can auto attack or do something like that right when you're next to somebody else. It was a lot of fun. It really, I had a good time with it. But
So
yeah,
there were actual like rules and shit to what was going
Yeah.
on that
yeah,
that
we were
chess
starting
board.
to iron them out. I mean, there were still a few things that were a little not fair when you get in close proximity with another player. Like, how long can they auto attack? You know, but it was also really interesting when the other coach would say, okay, well, you can heal yourself or something like that. So it was pretty cool. It was a good time.
That's A+.
I had fun.
And if some players tried to take that up and do it again, would you still want to be a part of that?
Oh yeah, definitely.
What were you gonna say, Red?
So didn't he put you on top of like a castle or something, and you had to like jump?
Yeah. I went AFK because I do that. And I came back and I was on
Smoke breaks. You take
Yeah.
lots of smoke breaks. I
I
noticed.
do, and
It's okay. I do too.
So yeah, I think I was in Kearns. I think I was on top of Kearns. I don't know how I got there. I came back, and that's what happened. And I didn't know what was going on. I had no idea how I was there.
Yeah.
That was fun too.
Top of Kearns Tower is a very dangerous place to be.
Yep, I died.
Yeah, there's only one way. Well, there's 2 ways down, but one involves a staff member. And the other one involves gravity.
Yeah, gravity won.
This
But
is a
it
spoiler.
defeated
Gravity will always win.
me. It will.
Yeah.
It will.
Gravity. I went up against Gravity once when I was like 25, 26. Gravity kicked my ass.
Skylias, you can explain gravity, right?
I know. I was gonna say, are we like pushing for my astrophysics talk now? Don't say that word.
You can explain to me why I fell like
Marbles.
15 feet out of a tree and shattered a disc in my back
Yeah.
instead of floated to the earth like a feather.
Like a feather.
Like a feather. I felt like I should sway gently, like I was being cradled by Mother Nature, and it just placed me gently on the soil.
Yeah. Well, would a feather on the moon drop at the same rate as a hammer?
I imagine a feather on the moon would just kind of like float about 3 feet off the ground,
No, they
Because
fall
there's
at the
no
same
air
rate.
on them.
like a hoverboard, but higher.
Yep, they fall at the same rate. They'll land at the same time.
See, I definitely think the hammer. I feel the hammer would definitely fall slower than on Earth, but the feather, I feel like just would not fall.
No, it falls.
I'm
It
pretty
falls
sure.
pretty
I'm
good.
pretty sure it floats. Actually, I've
Get
done a
yourself
little.
a vacuum tube.
YouTube this.
Get yourself a vacuum tube and you can do it yourself.
I don't know what that is, but I'm just gonna say that I've done a lot of science on the subject. And I'm pretty confident in my research and my data and all my analyses, and I'm pretty confident that a feather would just kind of float. Like if you dropped it from 5 feet up, it would fall, but it would stop around 3 feet above the surface. And if you just let go,
Absolutely not.
if you just let go at 3 feet, it wouldn't fall at all. It would just
No.
kind of float there. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I mean, I'm not an actual scientist yet, but
It's on YouTube. They had the last astronaut that went up there. They had him do it.
they probably faked it, to be honest. They're like, you know what? You know
really
what?
cool that they did that.
They're probably like, you know what will get a lot of views? Let's debunk Sirken's moon theory. And we'll make up a video, and we'll put it on YouTube. And then when he goes talking about his science, we can say, no, that's not a thing, because it's on YouTube. And I'm sad to say that I think you fell for their bait. Morning. Is Teams 99 still going to come out, or what is the stance of the dev staff on it? I haven't heard that Teams is dead, but I know Discord is the next project. And so odds are they're not going to be entertaining any ideas until that's done. But again, I'm not a dev, so this is all just me wildly assuming things. I wouldn't put any stock into it. Dun, dun, dun. What if someone says they'll pay you for res, then you res them, then they tell you to fuck off, and it's rude to charge for reses? I say those people are shitty, and you should make people pay you for your services before you give them to you. That's what just about every druid I ever asked for a report did.
Also, never res them again.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that.
The shit list.
Skylias, you play a druid.
Yes, I have a shit list.
Do you charge for reses? How does that work?
Well,
Do
I
you
don't
just
res.
donation or ports? I meant. Sorry.
I don't, but I will not lie. If I don't get a donation, I'm pretty much. You know, a lot of people do say that the ones that don't donate, and they just say, and I probably will get this, and that will just happen, and whatever. I don't care, but they say, "Oh, I didn't even donate." And I'm like, nope, you sure didn't. And they're like, oh, I owe you one. And suddenly they feel like completely absolved, like I'm going to be like, oh, okay. I'm like, yeah, no.
We're friends now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's like they're suddenly just completely, that just makes it so much better for them. And it's like you didn't even have to say that. You could just walked away. Just go. I don't even care for you to say anything.
Oh, I always tip druids. I didn't like when they grossly overcharged, but if they
How much do you
didn't,
tip,
if
Sirken?
it was, if I was just an EC and going somewhere easy, I'd give them 50, and if they came to get me, unless it was somewhere ridiculous like Emerald Jungle type thing, I'd give them 100. Like if I was just needed to pick up from say like Butcher to Dreadlands, I'd give them 100
Damn, that's
plat.
generous, dude. I usually do like 30, 35, 40. If I'm feeling good.
I spent a lot of time farming plat on my character.
Yeah, it's a pretty good range. I mean, I've been surprised with how much it varies.
Yeah,
So I don't have a set fee or anything. I'll just, even if it's someone who's a lower level and I know that's kind of all they have, I don't really care. It's just the gesture.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you see some level 15 scrub who's like, yeah, I really need a port from EC to Butcher Block so I could try to
Right.
run to Unrest. Here's fucking 7 plat. It's all I have.
It's like 7 copper.
Well, whatever. But, you
No,
know,
I'm kidding.
they're in their, like, little newbie starter robe, and they have their crack staff, and you're not going to expect them to give you a lot. But when you see a fucking, you know, level 50 plus with fucking epics and good gear, and they're like, thanks for the ride, peace. Like, you're just like, oh, you're a dick. Like, you're absolutely a dick.
Yeah, so you guys are doing this the wrong way. What you do when that happens is you keep engaging them in conversation until your Tox portal fires off, and then you let them go.
So it sounds like you have some experience playing a porting class.
Yeah. Imagine that.
What'd you play, Wizard, Druid? Can you tell us?
Yeah, my first character on the server was a wizard, and this was back when OOC was global, and it was kind of awesome because you could just take port requests from wherever. And so, yeah, people would, you know, advertise paying 100 plat to go here or wherever, and then they'd run off, and I'd say, hey, wait. And so then they'd come back, and I would start my Tox portal, and if I didn't see that so-and-so is trying to initiate a trade with you, that shit would go off.
Oh, man. Why wouldn't they just run away when they see the graphic for porting? Or
I
they
don't
just
know.
assume maybe you're leaving and going somewhere else.
Yeah, they figure, oh, good, I'm getting away, and he's not even gonna yell at me or anything.
What if they try to... Would you take their money in talks, or do you just leave them in talks?
I just leave them.
Oh God, I love it. I have ideas now.
Right? You just corrupted a druid. Good job.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
They're going to be like, here's 100 plat. She's going to be like, welcome to talks. Peace.
It's another 100 to get out.
Oh. Right, but 100's fair from a person. If they're in, like, top-endish gear and they're 50 plus, 100 plat's fair if you got to pick them up and shit.
That's all. Yeah. if you gotta
That's a
pick 'em.
lot though. I mean, I even for like CS and Weakening Lands, like I don't get those are the higher paying ones because obviously I had to do something to be able to port them there.
Mm-hmm.
But 100, I don't usually get that.
Maybe I was overpaying that whole time.
Yeah, maybe you were.
Druids, I want my money back. All of you owe me reparations. For the
So
hardships.
what's like the average tip then?
Oh, I would say about 30, 35.
30 to 35.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you have to pick them up?
I'm rarely that nice. The only way, one thing I don't have really a problem with is doing the evac from KC into Emerald Jungle. That one I'll run for.
So you don't mind running across Dreadlands, but you won't pick somebody up at the Butcher Block Druid Ring?
Oh no, I'll pick them up. Oh, okay. So your idea of picking them up was different than what I was thinking. I was
no,
thinking
I'm not gonna
to
be
like
like,
the OT.
yeah.
I won't like.
Like, come to the middle of Ocean of Tears and get me.
No, not likely unless I'm really that bored. But if I'm usually that bored, I'll just stay at a ring.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't make them come. Like, I would go to the Druid Circle, and then I would start sending
don't do
tells
that.
like, hey, I see you're a Druid in East Commons. I will give you 100 platinum pieces to come and get me from this Druid Ring and bring me to this other Druid Ring.
Yeah, no, not from. Yeah, that's not. That's usually still just the same. That doesn't differ in like as far as tips. Usually.
Alright, listen, if you have to pick them up, you should charge double, because it's 2 ports.
I don't charge.
Well, you should... It sounds like you kind of are going to start if you're going to drop them off in talks if they don't tip you. I mean, you can call it a donation, but if I'm like, if you don't tip me, I'm going to punch you in the face, that's not really a tip anymore.
Oh yeah, no, you'll go on my shit list, yes. So
the shit list is very serious business, people. As a Necro, everybody was on my shit list because they just tell you to go solo and it makes you want to fucking kill them all. But, you learn to get over it. You make a new class, start playing. Let's go through this. What are some scams players should stay away from? Well, one is giving a nerd 40,000 plat for a multi-quest and not knowing who he is or if he's actually has the items or if you can trust him. My favorite scam is opening a trade with a fungi tunic and then canceling it and apologizing and reopening with a cloth tunic. And then I guess the oldest scam in the book is pay me on this character and meet me on my main and get your item. Basically, pay me now and I'll deliver stuff later.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you guys have any other good scams that the players should watch out for?
Aren't people like trying to imitate other players to get shit? Did you mention that? I completely didn't listen to you.
I guess that's a thing that does happen. Just check people out. Make sure they're not using a name similar to a name that you would know. Make sure the person you're talking to is the person you're talking to. Is the moral of that story. Cucumbers or Skylias or Redwjamz, do you have any scams, any good scams we don't know about?
Not really. I just know that you gotta be careful when you're buying your items. Like, make sure your class, your race, and your class can use it, and make sure you don't think that the effect on it is a clicky when it's really like a combat proc.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. Know what you're buying. All right.
I did that with the Staff of Earthcrafter for the Druid. It's like way overpriced. I think I paid like 10K for it because I thought it was a clicky Thrones of Doom, but it's a combat proc.
Ah, yeah,
And,
it is.
So I took a hit on that one.
Khajiit Reborn has probably the best question. He says that he's had a small rash in an undisclosed location for about 2 weeks now. He wants to know if he should see a doctor or wait it out. And since we're all classified as physicians here tonight, I feel that we're perfectly capable of answering this question for him. I would say wait it out. Maybe go shower like all the time, regularly.
Put
But
some ozonated olive oil on it. I just thought I would freak everyone
I feel
out,
like
so
that
I
would
bet
just
you nobody knows what it is.
make it worse. Listen, stop having sex with dirty women and shower more. And that's
Or dirty men.
or dirty
Watch out for them
men,
too.
whatever your thing is. But that's straight from Dr. Sirken's mouth to your ear holes. That's good, legit advice.
Rub
You know,
some dirt onto
actually-
Billy.
Actually, I just thought of something that I had recently thought about, and someone just brought it up.
Uh-oh.
It's the, like, with someone, I've had a few people since I've started streaming ask me, hey, can I transfer items? Can I use you to transfer some items? And I have no idea who they are. And it, obviously you don't take things that are obnoxious, but I really don't, I don't know how would people deal with that? I mean, do you have more than just saying, well, don't accept an absurd amount of platinum?
I mean, obviously there's that, but you could also just hit that little minus key and pop a screenshot of it so that if it comes up in a thing and you find yourself banned, you can go through your screenshots and be like, this, I do recall this trait, because we'll ask you, we will show you the fucking, what you did wrong, and be like, hi there, can you please explain this? And then you'll be like, I can. And maybe you'll remember it, but maybe you won't. And if you don't remember it, that's why you take the screenshot. And if you do remember it, you'd be like, oh, I was transferring items from so-and-so to so-and-so. And we'll look into it, we'll check it out, we'll see that everything looks good with other various things that I'm not going to talk about. And then we let you go. And it's happened many times. I generally don't do RMT stuff, but when we lost Deribale from staff, we were really backed up, and me and Rogan and Aussie split up a shit ton of stuff and went digging, and we banned a ton of accounts. And I know there was a bunch of false positives, but I know particularly one of the people I banned incorrectly happened to be an officer, and one of the characters on the account was also a guild bank for a very big guild on the server. And I felt really bad because as soon as I banned the account, I knew who it was, but it looked like it could be guilty, so it had to get got. And he came to the forums, he petitioned, I'm like, explain this. And he explained it, and it checked out, and he got his account back, I think, within 3 days. I don't know. I think it was about 3 days. He can correct me if I'm wrong, because I know that all of his guild are loyal listeners to this stream. I feel like that's a good answer.
Mm-hmm.
A+. We already hit the rash question. This is a long question from Vic01. He says, I have a question, but very excitedly. Say you have a stream based only on games of chance in the game, but the rules are I have 8 items in my inventory, some of high value and some of low value. Wait, and some of low. You should have put value there. It would have rolled off my tongue better. Because you only have 8 slots if you don't have any bags of food, and you have players offer 100 plat and then roll 1 to 8 to see what item you get, and maybe all blah 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 blah. It's casino and we don't allow player casinos. The end. How do you feel about new players who've never played EQ just joining P99? Think it's a good idea or no? And do you think the server's in a good state for new players? We actually have a ton of people that play P99 that have never played EQ Live before. Most times they don't just stumble upon it and be like, that's the game for me. They usually have a friend who is already playing it, and the friend is like, no man, you played whatever game, you should play this one with me, it's more fun. and they try it, and some of them are fucking hardcore raiders to this day, and some of them do not like it and do not stick with it. But I think it's good. I think it's a good idea. Yeah, I think it's always a good idea because they don't make games like EverQuest anymore. So if you haven't played it, you're experiencing something new, and that's always good. I don't know. How do you nerds feel about people playing here who've never played EQ Live?
That shit is weird.
I'm just gonna go around the table there. Cucumbers, how do you feel about people playing P99 who never played EQ Live?
That's just weird.
Just weird.
I mean, this game is fucking weird when you really think about it, and most of us play here because we were fucking weird as kids and played it.
Yeah.
All right.
So I think like a grown adult to jump into this weirdness is just extra weird.
All right. Do you have anyone in your guild? I won't ask for names, but do you have anyone in your guild that you know didn't play live?
Not that I'm aware of.
Do me a favor.
I think
Find out on that. Get back to me. I want to know. I'm curious.
I think the most famous person that I know of wasn't Jeremy, like a
Yeah, he didn't play
EQ
live.
virgin, and then he rolled here.
Yeah, he's one of them.
That's the only one that I really know of.
Yep. What about you, Leontius? Say it. Say your name for me again, because I'm messing it up, I feel.
Leontius?
That was close.
It's pretty close.
I'll get there one day. But what do you feel about that?
I mean, I agree that it's weird in that it's weird as in meaning abnormal. Like, I don't think it's something your average gamer is going to be interested in. But shit, man, if they want to give it a try, why not? We all obviously thought it was cool for some reason back when we started playing, so maybe that will resonate with other random abnormal people too.
Yeah, but you had nothing to compare EverQuest to when we first started playing. Now
Sure.
you can compare it to all kinds of shit that's better looking, better mechanically, more complex rating counters, and so on and so on.
Yeah, I mean, but it's not like it was in a void entirely. There were other games that were multiplayer and online and role-playing, just not obviously.
Did they
on the same
have
scale.
elves and 3D shit?
Not that looked very good. Anyone else play Meridian 59? That game looked like ass.
I did not play
I've
it,
seen
but I've
screenshots.
seen
It
yeah, I've
looks
seen
stupid.
screenshots.
Yeah, it was pretty terrible. I mean, I played MUDs before EQ. I
Yeah.
played Ultima Online a little bit, but
Heard.
yeah, I mean, it was really cool and different. But you know, when other MMOs came out, most of them did not compare favorably, in my opinion, as to what was available in EQ during the era that P99 is running. So, yeah, totally a weirdo here, and I don't think that there can't be more people like us. They're just going to be rare. But by all means, give it a try.
A plus. Oops, I undid a thing. Skylias, how do you feel about people playing here that didn't play live?
I think that, I mean, unless they had somebody to really walk them through it or that knew about, and usually they do. Usually they have a friend that's talked them into it. They probably are fine, but I mean, it would be a brutal. I mean, half of that shit was because when you got the actual CDs, you had some information to read along with it. I think somebody posted on the forums not too long ago, like with the actual manual. And I did a lot of reading. I had the map of Norath like posted on my wall, so it was definitely a time. Like, I don't know how that would go for right now with someone just walking in. But I mean, I'm in school, and I post in my introduction forums online that I play P99 and that I stream it, and I have gotten some responses across the nation where people are like, "Oh my God, I never thought I'd hear EverQuest again." So it's pretty cool. Even people have actually played on P99, so I don't know.
If there's people listening who either haven't played live or did play live but don't play here, what would you tell them to make them play here? Why should they put any of their time here? Because I've heard lots of stories on the internet about these private servers run by nerds, and if they get upset, they take their ball and go home, and they give their friends all the very bestest things and all the bloomin' onions. So
what would I tell? Wait, say
yeah,
that
what
again, that
would
last
you
part?
tell? Don't worry about the last part. The beginning part was more important. Like, what would you tell people who are like on the fence about whether they should put time into some random private emulated server?
I don't know. You have to be a type. I mean, you really do. It's a type of person. I don't think you can really convince anybody of that.
Well, that's not the best argument I've ever heard. I'll just say you should just do it. You got to ask yourself, what would Nike do? And so get yourself a EverQuest Titanium client, which is the only client that will work for the Project 1999 server. And go to www.project1999.com. It's got all the information you need. It's free forever and ever and ever and ever. And it's a lot of fun. And we have over 1,400 individual concurrent players every single night. All the time. So it's definitely worth checking out. It's definitely... We do Classic EverQuest better than anyone else on the internet. I can say that. Red... My good man. Share with us, if you will, your opinion on this fine subject of EQ virgins coming to P99.
Well, first of all, what is a bloomin' onion? What is
A
that?
bloomin' onion is a very disgusting appetizer served at the Outback Steakhouse. It is basically lots of onion rings that were born as Siamese twins.
It's an abomination against humanity and Western civilization.
So it's a bad thing.
I mean, it depends who you ask. Me personally, I think it's a bad thing, yes.
Okay.
I met up with Rogan one time. We went to Outback, and he actually ordered a blooming onion. He was like, we should take a picture and post it on the forums. And I broke his heart into a million pieces when I was like, I actually won't eat that at all. I think they're gross. Like, I saw the moment in his eyes where his fucking heart was just like, who are you? You're not the man I thought you were. And so him and his coworker had to try to make damage on that, and I just sat by and watched, waited for my real food.
Dude, that was a pretty dick move. I'm not gonna lie.
On him or on me?
Well, yeah, I mean to order it without asking you first, but you know that's like, hey, I don't want to help you because you're drowning in a puddle of really muddy water, and I might get my clothes dirty. I mean, that's just rude. If someone gets one of those and they're gonna go to town on it, you're obligated to help.
Yeah, no, I won't do that to myself. I have a healthy diet of fruit snacks and trail mix and cheese and turkey sandwiches, and I don't wanna fuck with that. It's a very good diet. Well played, Manchester. Leon. Hey, Leon. New booty has no name. They are less than people when he hits... I don't understand what words you're trying to say, Vayrun. Try again, because now I just feel retarded reading them. What are the funniest conversations you've overheard in Norath? Oh man, this is probably something everyone should jump in on. But I will say, no, you know, I'm not gonna say shit. I'm just gonna turn it over. Leontius, what's the funniest conversation you've overheard, either as a player or as a staff member? You can change names to protect the innocent if you need to, or just leave names out.
I don't know.
Matter.
I'm not gonna try and go through the Wayback Machine in my brain here. I got a really good petition from a Red player today asking to get his corpse unburied, and his. Let's see. I think I probably still have it up on my screen. This fine gentleman's name was Beef Castle, which I appreciate. He's an ogre.
It's a wonderful. That is a wonderful, creative, well thought out. Character name.
He asked me to do various things to his corpse, suggestive, and unbury it.
Would
basically.
you say they are not family appropriate things?
I would say not family appropriate, but I found them
see.
to be pretty funny because I do have a sense of humor, and so yeah, I did the good man all I could do for him. And now his corpse is in these comments.
Did you take advantage of his corpse like he asked you to?
Well,
Because that's really what
I am a necromancer, so we'll just leave it at that.
Oh, well, okay. Alright. Cucumbers.
Yeah.
What's the funniest conversation you've overheard? You can leave out what you need to leave out to protect the innocents.
So actually, it was I think the last time I was on your stream, 5 minutes into opening, somebody said something and it killed me. I choked on my damn water. I think you actually edited it out.
There's a good chance I might have.
Yeah, you definitely edited it out. But I won't name names. He was a red player, and in his introduction, he praised his guild leader, his best friend, and expressed his loyalty towards him. Mm-hmm. And in the next sentence, he talked about a player that he didn't like, and I think he called him an illegal immigrant or something.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Oh, it was fucking amazing.
I did do so much editing, so much removal of words in that stream. Because I don't even care. I'm going to just say it to people. That's the stream with Lil Gyno and Tiggles. And if you want to hear the most edited stream ever, go find it. It's on YouTube, and oh man, you don't even know oh man, it was just like every 10 minutes, real life insults were flying out of somebody's mouth. Sometimes
does Gyno stream? Is that a thing? Does he do that? That guy is fucking hilarious.
I don't think he does. I know Gong Show streams, and sometimes you can hear the team speak on stream. But I don't think Gyno actually streams himself. So
yeah, but I don't know.
He is funny as shit, though. I will say that.
Yeah, he needs his own stream. I'd watch that.
Your name is Ugly Bright Green, sir. Wait. I have more people. I'm not scrolling anywhere. Hey, Red.
Yeah.
What's the funniest conversation you've overheard?
I can't think of anything except one time when I was in Kedge, I had a guy, he got kind of mad because I guess I didn't answer my camp check, and then he was contesting a camp without even being in the zone. So I was having to answer all these questions from a GM about what I was doing, and the guy wasn't even in the zone.
That sounds horrible, and I hope I wasn't that staff member that you had to argue with. No. Also, there's a player or a Twitch person named Sam Hoot Farstrider who wishes for you to unban him from your channel. Skylias, have you happened to overhear any conversations of funny interest during your times in Norath?
Yeah, I played on the FV server. Mm-hmm. That's a role-playing server. Mm-hmm. And those people are serious about the races they choose. Very, very, very serious about it. Can't believe how many times my ears got molested just running through a zone and being like, whoa, okay, all right, you go do that. So it happened all the time. But I kind of liked it. I mean, the server was great. That was a great server to start with. But yeah, so I've heard a lot, and it's really not going to be okay because some of those evil guilds they made me feel I was uncomfortable being a wood elf. I was legitimately uncomfortable about being a wood elf. So, in certain instances. So
okay, all those evil dark races are just jealous.
Oh yeah. That's about it for my experiences. I haven't had anything happen really with P99 though.
Well, you know what, Sirken? I thought of something.
Give it to me.
It was the double XP weekend, and you had to actually specifically broadcast, please stop petitioning LLLII.
Oh my God, there was like 70 of them came in, and I was like, all right, thank you. And I figured by doing that one time, people would be like, oh, there's clearly a GM on. Clearly, we don't all have to fucking petition this every time it happens. And it actually takes me longer to clear out the petition queue of that bullshit than it does to deal with the guy. And in the time it takes me to clear out the petition queue, he's already made an account or two, and he's doing it again. I get it. I get it. Rest assured, somebody's petitioning. You don't have to. You just don't. The end. That's my spiel. I had to log off because it just made me want to die a little bit inside.
Yeah, it was kind of annoying, but
yeah, I went away. Don't
What do
care.
They just change their IP? Like, you can't just ban their IP when they do that?
I mean, we can, but they usually are using VPNs or proxies.
Oh.
Or they have the type of ISP that lets them change their IP address just by unplugging or resetting their modem. And so they can literally create new IPs every time they fucking unplug, replug. IP bans are not as solid as people like to think they are. It drives me crazy when people are like, well, they're on the forums like, you're an idiot, you should just IP ban them and then they'll never come back to the forums or they'll never come back to the game. And it's like, forums are even easier and IPs, they're not shit. Yes, Nick, Skyno actually does exist. Recently you saw somebody use voice graph to get a lesser mummy to propose. That's kind of creepy, actually. Hi, Tellin. And how can someone who plays P99 get these amazing environmental graphic upgrades? They can go to www.project1999.com and it's probably in a sticky. And if it's not, the search feature. Dun, dun, dun. Aw, Whiplo, I love you, buddy. I thought you died or quit gaming or something, but I'm glad that you're alive. Oh. So yeah, I'm out of questions. I don't know if any of those words triggered thoughts in your heads that you would like to share, but if they did, now's the time. I'm gonna take that dead silence as everybody saying no, and I think we are just about done here. Leontius, new staff member. Thank you very much for coming on this evening. I hope you had fun. I hope you're on the staff for a very long time. As you can see, we definitely need the help. And other people, we're always looking for good apps. Just because we have new guide doesn't mean we're not looking for more new guides. I'm sure he can tell you he wouldn't mind having a little bit of help in game. So fill out an application. They're on the forums. Read the thing. Actually fill out the application. Don't just make a thread that says, make me a GM, nerds. That's not going to bode too well for you. But yeah, say goodbye to these fine people.
Farewell, folks. I'll see you on the petition forums.
Yes, you will. You might also see him in game. You don't know. Be nice to him. He's definitely a real staff member, and you'll definitely have to deal with me MFing your face if you are rude or disrespectful to him. Cucumbers.
Yeah.
I'm glad you came here tonight, sir. I feel like we didn't get to talk as much as we normally talk when you come on, but there'll always be a next time, and that's why our love runs so deeply.
Uh-huh. We'll always be connected by Umbrella's bowel movements.
Sadly, that is a true story. Do you have any parting words for these fine people?
No, not really. Have a nice night, everybody.
A+. Skylias.
yeah.
Say goodbye to these fine people. Tell them things.
All right, you guys can find me on twitch.tv/Skylias. I have that posted. That was already loaded this whole entire time too. And yeah, I look for me in game. I'm under Dreslin, DRESLYN, and I'll port you to Tox.
I mean,
That's what I like to hear.
what are you going to do when somebody actually asks you to port them to Tox and then doesn't donate?
I'll do it.
But like, you're gonna be ready to like take them to
Nobody
talks.
ever
And
wants to fucking go to talks, not as much as other places. So,
I
or
bet
maybe
you.
I'll just say I'm not doing talks.
I'm gonna have somebody pay you like 400 plat for a talk sport and then not pay you. That's what I'm telling them to do. Do you have any other words?
No, I do not.
No other words. Redwjamz. I just choked on fucking nothing. Redwjamz.
Sirken.
Say goodbye to these fine people.
Sirken, I would be remiss if I didn't have to add something to the little conversation we had last week.
Please do.
Remember variants? How we were talking about variants?
Mm-hmm.
And you were talking about difference in play styles?
Yes, I was reciting the Class R argument.
So you're saying you don't want to increase the variance because...
No, I do want to increase the variance. I would like...
I want to increase it too, but what is the argument against?
The argument against it is the argument I gave you last week.
Refresh my memory. Forgot.
It's the playstyle thing. They shouldn't have to be forced to neckbeard fucking 4 straight days just for an opportunity to get a mob. It rewards basement-dwelling neckbeards, and it punishes people for having families and real lives, and so on and so on.
Yeah, so?
that's my reaction.
See what I'm saying? Like,
I'm with you. Me and you are on the same page.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if all the mobs were like that and they're all overlapping, that would be. I feel like that's.
All right. Well,
Is
next
that
time.
how it was in live?
No, there's no variance in live. But that's just where we've evolved to. But the next time we got Rogan in your goddamn stream chat, you should bring this up, because ultimately he is the gatekeeper on that. And until he brings it to the table, it is what it is. So you make noise
cool.
and you get him to bring it to the table, and I will vote.
Well, yeah, Rogan loves me.
You and Rogan are BFFs. Don't. I know you guys sometimes put on a ruse to try and throw people off, but I'm onto that shit.
All right, well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, and you should throw your link in the thing, or just tell them things. But Redwjamz. You could also, see, I always forget this, but you could also just say anything in chat and tell them to click on your name. But, those are things.
Bam.
Bam, he did it. Good job, buddy. I'm proud of you. I'm messing up my little chat box on the thing right now. See, I would host Micah, but Micah's not playing Hearthstone. We could have a whole fucking stream about Micah not playing fucking P99 anymore. Should I host Gong Show?
Who else is playing?
I feel like I don't like hosting the person with the most viewers because I feel like they don't need it. Let's see. We got a couple nerds. We got a P99 Upheaval. We might give it to P99 Upheaval. I've seen him here before. Dun dun dun, I copied your name. Well, everybody, Splizzy Splice is also banned in Redwjamz chat. He's very sad about it. So, I'm going to put you guys on hold. You can do with it as you will. People, we're alone now. It's just you and me. I like having you to myself, and I'm sure you all enjoy the voices of the other people who come on stream, but you know what? I like when it's just us the best. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you missed things and you wanna see the things you missed, go to youtube.com/SirkenP99. It will have all of them, but probably not till Wednesday. You guys have a wonderful night, and I will talk to you next Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern, I think, maybe. I know we've been late the last 2 weeks, but I'm trying to get my life together. I'm also going to try to do petition quest things where it's just me doing petitions and answering your questions. I pay much more attention to chat when I'm not talking to people in Skype. And I'm hoping to bring back some like one-on-one conversations, either oh shit, what was it called? Tea Time with People or Bloomin' Opinions. And so I like both of those things. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Oh, I got smoke in my eye. Shit.